It's interesting to me that the model that you've really helped to kind of foster and grow, then it seems like the mall operators, and let's take UTC for example, right? That all getting re-imaged. It's like they're bringing that urban environment, the district kind of model into their world because it's been so successful.
Right.
In the areas that you've done.
You said they brought them. I would say they're trying to bring that model because I think that in terms of UTC, I think that there's really high quality restaurants. I think there's really good retailers that are there. But to me, having one owner with a series of tenants is different than having multiple owners with a series of tenants. So if you go, for example, to the food hall at the Piazza della Famiglia, there's Frost Me, there's Grain and Grit, and then there's also Farmer's Table. They're all different with different owners, but they all seem to mix really well. And then you go to India Street, which is our main street.
It's like a big Italian family. Everybody has their own personality, right?
Right, it has its own personality and everyone is different. And what makes, I think, Little Italy so unique, there's people like you that are owner-operators. So it's not as if it's a corporate entity. There are not Il Fornaios or Pregos or et cetera in Little Italy. They're all family owned and operated, which makes it a really different environment. The Little Italy Association Board, which I think working with New City America has been so successful in attracting people such as yourself into Little Italy. 18 different restaurants owned and operated by Italian immigrants, probably more than any other place in the country. And then us promoting that, interviewing them in Italian and saying, why did you come here? And then sending that video to Italy to try to attract more young Italian entrepreneurs because it's so difficult to make a living in Italy, particularly if you're young and are an entrepreneur. So we've been successful with that, and then overlaying that with public spaces. Without public spaces, I think that malls have tried to do that with public spaces, but they're very corporate oriented. I think that what we've done in Little Italy is far more flexible by having small piazzas, medium-sized piazzas, and then large piazzas. And we still understand that because of the microclimate of San Diego and how beautiful it is here, public space is the new retail. We used to go and, we would go to a restaurant, then walk around the mall and shop, etc. Now people will go to the food hall and they'll just people watch.
Yeah.
And that's what's so great about it is that you can go worldwide and people watch. Yeah. And it's one of the most interesting things you can do. And the public spaces provide the opportunity for that.
I hear you talk about slowing things down.
Right.
And, we believe with Grain and Grit and the concepts that we've created, that every brand has a story. You've created a sense of place in Little Italy that is unlike, a lot of places throughout the country. And it kind of speaks to a value that we have in authenticity as well. I know that Little Italy was initially what you mentioned earlier, Harbor View. Can you tell us a little bit about how that transition, how that transformation happened? Because it's such a cool place in San Diego now.
Right, so I was originally born in Little Italy before the freeway came through and took out 3,000 homes in the 1950s. So Little Italy was really the parking lot for downtown. And the redevelopment agency at that point said, oh, there's only 10 to 13 Italian businesses left. Let's call it Harbor View. So that's what the redevelopment agency defined it at. And when I started working in 1994 and 1995 and came back after we closed the pasta company, and I said, you guys have this name that people would pay millions of dollars to market and brand, but you have a name you're not even using. So one of the first things that we united everybody around was to build a sign, the Little Italy sign, which are frequent all throughout town centers in the older communities in San Diego. So that was our first kind of victory, was identifying as Little Italy. And what we actually told the redevelopment agency and the media is that if you want to list crime statistics, call it Harbor View. But if you want to talk about the new things, then call it Little Italy. The success of every business district, whether it's an ethnic business district or an entertainment district like Gaslamp, is management. You know this well by running the food hall and all the restaurants. If you don't manage it, you're not going to be able to realize the potential of that area.